Welcome to Janice Edwards TV, Bay Area Vista. I'm so glad that you're joining us here today. You know, today our guests are celebrating connection, community. And our first guest is the legendary broadcaster. She's known as the voice of the Giants, the voice of the Bay, and I'm proud to say she's also my friend. The incomparable RENEL is with us. Hello, Nell. Thank you.
Hi, Jan. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. And this is the way we see each other safely these days, of course.
Yes.
So, you know, one of the first things I know you, and all of us know you, and I've been places with you where people say, oh, it's RENEL, they'll hear your voice, and all of a sudden the whole atmosphere changes because of how you've touched hearts, your dedication, all that you do, and of course making history, Giants announcer, and in so many ways. But if someone were to ask you, who is RENEL, what would you say?
She is an activist. She is a freedom fighter. She is a loving wife, sister, daughter, friend. She is really grateful every day that she gets to do what she loves for a living, and that she is able to use her voice to amplify issues and causes that she feels passionate about. That's who she is.
And that's true. All of that is so true. And let's go back a little bit to when you first recognized that this was what you wanted to do, to touch people through your gift and your voice. How did you get from having that dream to living the dream and making it your reality?
Well, you know, Jan, I often tell this story that this is a career that is a complete accident for me. You know, it's not something that I dreamt about as a little girl. As you know, we didn't see women that look like us on television or hear them on the radio. So for me, it wasn't even possible. I've just been really fortunate that I had a lot of great mentors and colleagues that have really supported me along the way. But the story I like to tell the most about when I really found my voice, first when I went to Mills College, that opened up a whole new world of activism for me, and feminism and fighting social justice on that campus alone. Let's start right there, right. Back in the 70s. But when I first was on Cameo, when I was first on the morning show, the Morning Zoo, I got a letter from a middle schooler, beautiful, back in the day when there were handwritten letters, remember those, everybody? It was just the sweetest letter from a seventh grader inviting me to come and speak at Career Day. And I'm sure I have that letter in my memorabilia somewhere here in the house, but it just resonated for me that, wow, doing traffic and telling jokes on the radio actually has an impact on this little girl because she sees in me something that's possible for her to do, which I didn't have as a little girl. Right. And so that's when it all clicked for me. It's like, okay, your voice really does have power behind it. And I've been putting myself out there in the community, especially for kids, especially for young girls of color, ever since. And as you know, my parents were educators and my dad was a trailblazer in his own right. So, I get it from my dad. He was a community activist and educator. And I just watched my dad growing up, just doing it, out there, making the world a better place and really just putting it all on the line for his kids and his students and everything. So I initially got it from him, right. But then when I found this career and that I was able to use my voice to inspire and encourage, that's when everything kind of just came together for me.
Yes. And I remember how funny your dad was too. I think your sense of humor, your mom's totally funny too, but your dad was hilarious. I mean, and that's
hilarious. He was so funny, but yeah, I am my father's daughter. This is his face. This is his voice, and everything that I loved doing with my dad as a little girl, I've been able to do for a living. You know, we used to, listen to the radio and sing along and watch Ed Sullivan and, sports together. And here I am doing all of the stuff I loved doing with my dad. And I'm so grateful that he lived to see my first game at the ballpark in 2000.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of that, such an incredible moment because I think of so many things, knowing you through the years, how we've both grown and things have expanded in so many ways. But let's talk about that first day, especially because now this year, pandemic style, baseball, everything is different. But what was
Yes.
that first day like?
It was exciting and exhilarating, but I was also very, very nervous. I was a nervous wreck because I was actually on the field for the pregame ceremony, hosting it on the field with, everybody watching on what was Comcast Sports Net, I think back then. It's now NBC Sports Bay Area, as you know, but
Yes.
40,000 fans in the ballpark, and then like a million fans watching at home. And I wasn't nervous about, I knew I could do this. I know this job. I know I'm skilled for this job. I know I can do this well. I was nervous about how the fan base was going to react and respond to me, because I'm the first woman of color, but I'm the second woman that the Giants hired. But as we all know, we have to work 2 times, 3 times, 4 times harder, to be accepted. So I was concerned about how the fan base was going to respond. I was also concerned about the crew that I worked with, how they were going to, respond and react to me, because I was the only woman in the department in 2000. So but once the mic goes on, or once the camera goes on, I'm in my happy place, but I was really concerned about how people were going to respond to me. I think the fact that so many Giants fans either grew up listening to me on the radio or knew me from the radio, and which I always talked about my love of baseball. And
Yes.
I think there was already a familiarity with a lot of fans initially, but I got heat in the press before I even said one word on the mic.
I remember.
It's like, can you wait?
Oh my gosh, we could have gone on and on talking, and actually we did go on and on a little bit more. So there's a part 2 for our show, and we hope that you'll join us for that as well when we talk with both Lenny and RENEL. And if you'd like to reach out to us, thejaniceedwards.com is the website. care@thejaniceedwards.com is how you can reach our team so that we can help you zoom into a new level of production excellence. See you then.